Good evening. My name is John Stewart, and I'm representing the Federal Hall Committee, which was established to honor alumni and individuals actively involved in the development of Federal High School students, and who have made exceptional achievements in their field or leading contributions to their community and are positive role models for present and future generations. This year, we are honored to invite Dr. Norman Smith, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, into the Valley Hall of Fame. And if you live on the east wall of the gym, that's where he will be recognized on there with the other inductees from over the years. Norman was raised in Upper Valley, graduated from Upper Valley High School in 1976, and received his Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree from the University of California at Davis in 1987. He returned to his hometown and opened a veterinary practice called Companion Animal Clinic in 1990. Dr. Smith served with families and other animals in his surrounding desert communities for nearly 34 years until his retirement. Norman Smith's impact on the Navajo Basin was not confined to his practice. He started the Upper Valley Pet Fair, which raised money for the Navajo Basin Humane Society. Dr. Smith also established a pioneer pet fund to support those in financial hardship so that no pet went without medical care. He was a regular guest at the Upper High School job fair and hosted students in the job shadowing program at his clinic. Our community suffered a great loss when Dr. Norman Smith passed away unexpectedly in February of 2024. Here tonight to accept this honor in his memory are his sons. Would you please join me at the podium? Taylor Smith and Dr. Cameron Smith.
Thank you. So I'm Cameron Smith. I'm the oldest of Dr. Norman Smith's two boys. Thanks for allowing us to come here and recognize my father. Thank you for allowing us to participate in the awards ceremony and recognize my father's life through his induction into the Valley Hall of Fame. So while it may be said that words cannot effectively capture the magnitude of my father's generous and honest life, it's my duty and privilege to try. My dad was a great man and was many things to many people. He was a husband, he was a father, he was a pilot, he was a young Trojan, and he was a friend. He was my mentor, he was my sounding board, my confidant. He was described by his peers as a voice of the voiceless regarding his exemplary and passionate care of animals. He advocated for those who couldn't advocate for themselves. And while his service ended, his voice remains, and his kind, wise words echo the hearts and minds of many of us. So many of these words are written on my heart, but one of his quotations continues to resonate with me. What's next is in your hands. You see, my dad embodied the stoic mentality of you can't always control what happens to you, but you can control your response to any given circumstance. He was a general optimist of life, had a seemingly natural way of transforming things that were less than desirable into a positive outcome. In not so many words, he said, what's next is in your hands. One of the first times I heard him say this, my immediate future was quite literally in my hands. I was about 15 years old, and at the time, football was the most important thing in my life. Given that I didn't drive yet, I packed my stuff up on Saturday morning, and asked my dad to drive me to the bus Saturday night before we leave. Earlier in the week, he'd asked me to plant a tree, and of course I didn't because I was 15. And as my fellow desert people here know, you can't just grab a shovel and willingly plant a tree. You know, you gotta break the ground with a jackhammer oftentimes, and it's a whole thing. So he told me that I wasn't going anywhere until I planted this tree. At the time, I had this jackhammer. It was about a 90-pound jackhammer, plastic handles, and I was kind of rushing the job and broke one of the plastic handles and just sliced my hand. I was admittedly a little scared and defeated to tell my dad that I broke his jackhammer. I wasn't going to complete the task, and said, "Hey, I broke your jackhammer. Didn't plant the tree. Please take me my gun." You can imagine how happened. He took one look at my hand and said, "You need stitches. You can either go to the ER and miss your football game, or I can do it here in our kitchen sink." Oh, and by the way, I used all of my numb medicine last night all overnight. The way that he used to tell the story was I would just, hold my hand out and say, "Let's do this, Dad." Then came the resounding words, "What's next is in your hands." He stitched me up, he gauzed me up, and sent me to my football game as a reminder, potentially not to procrastinate anymore. He used the largest diameter of 4 sutures I've ever seen. And I still have a scar, it's quite impressive. But he used to teach me this and tell me this, what's next is in your hands. Whenever I look at my scar, I remember how he cared for me that day. And I remember his words, "What's next is in your hands." Later, when I encountered a trivial problem in high school, or I faced something that I perceived to be an injustice, he didn't just solve my problems directly. He instead gave me the tools to address them myself. What's next is in your hands. In college, when I considered changing my major to pursue a goal that I wasn't sure I could attain and become a physician, a goal that was certainly had more time in school and delayed gratification, what's next is in your hands. When I was a medical student, I faced a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic that could completely derail all the career aspirations I worked so tirelessly for. What's next is in your hands. When I moved across the country with a young family to continue my medical training against unbelievable odds, what's next is in your hands. And when I lost my father, swiftly and without warning, I remember his resounding words, "What's next is in your hands." So students, as you navigate your remaining years in high school, as you craft your future goals and ambitions, and you prepare for your next step into adulthood, remember, what's next is in your hands. As you wrestle with all the senseless circumstances of life, temporary responses to the many setbacks, losses, and injustices you sure face during life, what's next is in your hands. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. With this mindset, as you predictably and sequentially achieve your goals, be humble and generous as you celebrate your many victories. Remember my father's lesson: exceed your own expectations and always orient your ambitions forward as you continue to ask yourself, what's next?
This is more than a recognition of accomplishment or some like pillar that was achieved or anything like that. This is a celebration of a man who has consistently reflected integrity, compassion, and quiet strength. My father has always been believed in true leadership, and that does not come from titles, accolades, or influence. Especially when there is nothing to gain, he never judged a person based on their station, how much money they make, or anything like that. He judged a person. Judge a person based on character of their heart and how they acted. No matter who you were, where you were in your life, my father met you with the same respect, curiosity, and kindness that you had. To him, a person that valued He led not with ego, but with empathy, and he taught me so many others that character is measured not by how you show up when someone's watching, but how you show up when no one's there to watch and there's nothing to give. So today, we honor a man who lives with his values out loud, who made room for anybody at the table, for everyone. So today we honor a man who lives with his values out loud, who made room for everybody at the table, who left every place, every person better than he found. And for me, this is a personal message to my father. Thank you for the example that you set for me, for the love that you showed me and my brother, and that you showed our mother, and this whole thing